Hello, everybody, and welcome to our first ever Nerd Bros Assemble podcast. I'd like to thank everyone who's listening for joining us. It means a lot to everyone involved here, and we all hope you enjoy what we have planned. Now, what is it that we have planned? Well, the short answer is many things. But in actuality, the idea we had for this podcast is to celebrate all things nerdy, geeky, and even a little dorky. To converse openly with others about what makes us nerd out. Video games, comic books, movies, TV series, anime, and all things pop culture. The impact that they've had in our lives and the questions we've always had about them. And in some cases, the mystery surrounding them. We'll have everything from reviews on new releases to in-depth discussions on cult classics. We'll battle it out over who would win scenarios, discuss hypothetical nonsense, and debate who's better, Marvel or DC. Explore the outer limits of space, time, and the unknowns of science fiction. Cross over into a world of magic and fantasy. Dive deep into some dungeon crawling. So please stick around, subscribe, hit that like button, and join us as we embark on today's quest. My name is Tim, and this is the Nerd Bros Podcast. All right. Hey, guys.
What's going on?
I am joined by some of my good friends, my best friends in the world. And we're here to have some fun today.
Aww,
thanks.
So sweet.
I know, right?
So sweet.
Getting that sweetness out of the way now so we can be assholes to each other for the rest of the day. All right. I am joined on my left. Obviously, you can't see him, but he is here. His name is Brian.
Ahoy.
Hi, Brian.
What's going on?
That guy.
How are you today, Brian?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You know, it's been a beautiful day. I spent most of my day crafting dungeon tiles. That's right. I'm also joined by my other friend who sits on to my right. His name is Xavier. We will be calling him X, the X-Man.
What is going on?
What's going on, Professor X?
Just doing some crafting myself.
That's right. I see you are doing a little crafting yourself. That's some good craft you have going on. I'm also joined by a great friend of mine. His name is Peter Brown. How you doing, Peter?
Oh, I'm doing well.
I am loving the I'm loving the voice. That's fantastic.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, that's his real voice. He talks like that all the time.
Yes.
That's right.
Non-stop. Soothing voice.
So today is going to be
Midnight magic.
So first, we're gonna talk today about really some movies that are considered bad, but we love. We got a list of a lot of them. I know at least I have a few of them. We'll go over that, but I do want to touch some current topics. I haven't seen it, but I know my buddy has, and the new Captain Marvel movie that just came out. Did you actually go Thursday or did you go Friday?
Thursday.
Of course you went Thursday.
10:30 was the movie.
Yeah.
It ended at 12 and some change, so technically it was Friday.
Wow.
If you want to get technical.
No, but it started on Thursday.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a Thursday movie.
Yeah, but when you leave the movie theater, it's Friday.
It took 2 days to see the movie.
If it starts at 10:30, yeah.
All right. Well, now did it feel like the movie was 2 days long?
No, I wish. I'd love 2 days of Sam L.
Really? Oh, was he in most of the movie?
Oh, of course.
Oh, okay.
I'd say if it was very who could I think would be a good comparison?
Something in the Marvel universe that exists already.
True.
What do you think? Is it like Thor 1 good? Is it?
No, it's no. I was talking about screen time wise.
Oh, screen time wise.
Yeah,
Oh.
okay. It's like Ragnarok, Thor, and Tess,
Okay.
or Valkyrie.
Okay.
You know how they both it's necessary for them both to be doing their thing.
Yes.
Essentially, it's like that. Yeah, it's like you can't really have one without the other. They kind of.
Oh, all right. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Did they explain how he gets his eye?
I'm not gonna ruin anyone's life.
Okay. Spoilers.
So,
All right.
say anything.
Spoiler: he doesn't have an eye.
Oh yeah, no, that is known. So yeah.
So I don't have to worry about.
It doesn't mean that per se he loses it in said movie. It
Okay.
could have happened in events after that movie that we haven't seen.
right.
So.
Well, I know it just came out, so we're not going to talk about it too much because I want to do. Oh, look at that! It did pretty well, huh?
Yeah, a historic $153 million.
Is that better than Wonder Woman?
Historic?
Yes,
I mean, it
by
says
far.
historic, so I would think.
Crushed the
Okay,
movie.
I get it. All right.
But it also see this is the thing. Marvel's very smart.
Same.
It came out on International Women's Day.
450.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
So worldwide, women were like, as soon as I get off of work, I'm going to watch
455
Captain
million.
Marvel
Wow.
because it's the girl movie and it's International Women's Day. Like,
Was it as good as Black Panther?
You're asking the wrong person. So
I think I'm asking the right person.
no, I mean, I'll say this for action.
Yeah.
Yes, it was better than Black Panther because
Really?
Black Panther didn't
Story.
have much action. It was more story
Story-driven,
driven.
yeah.
If honestly, I'd say the best action scene in Black Panther was the first 2 or 3 minutes
Yeah.
when he's taking those guys on the truck. Or
Yeah, I would
and
have
the
to
guy
agree with
sees
you.
him in the
Yeah.
tree and he's legit Black Panther out. Like,
Right.
we didn't get much of that. Or if anything, Black Panther's best fight scene was in Civil War when he was chasing Bucky's ass down.
Right?
That was pretty good.
Like, I don't-
That's actually yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, he does all right in the Avengers as well.
yeah, definitely.
I mean that scene's just badass anyway. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody was saved by Thor in that movie, though.
yeah.
It reached a point where even
Well,
Cap was getting
Everybody was saved by
Like,
Thor,
on top
and
of
then everybody died because he didn't aim
Thor's
for his head.
lack of no, it's,
Aim. Well, he
No,
just got a
he-
new
he-
eye, so
no,
maybe
no,
he
no,
didn't
no,
have.
no.
Yeah, the depth
This-
perception was way off.
this-
Right.
This continues to Thor's hubris, I believe is the right word.
Yeah, he wanted to make him suffer.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course. He even told the monologue. He told Rocket too.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yo, he's gonna feel the pain.
Absolutely.
It's not gonna be just I'm gonna end the bad guy thing."
Right. He didn't do what Frank Castlewood did.
Yeah.
Do. Which I just, by the way, I just finished the second season of The Punisher. I'm sure you've seen it already.
I have not finished it.
Get out. Really? I would have thought that you. All right, no, you can stay. Really, really good. Okay, so
Yeah, I definitely.
the first
should have.
season was great, I thought, and it had really good pacing. Okay, and it had a decent amount of it had a good amount of comedy to it. And, you know, I forget the other guy's name who was with him. You know, he was really funny.
The computer guy.
Yeah, the computer guy.
Yeah.
Now, this new season just feels a little darker. The violence is kicked up a notch.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see the scene in the weight room?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But see, this is the thing. He's not superhero like.
No, it's
You know what I mean? He's just
No, he's
really
not, but I'm just-
well-trained guy.
it's yeah, but he's a badass.
Yeah,
but
yeah. So they have to do like crazy things with him, so people are like,
Right.
It's
a
that's why you
shame.
don't fight him.
It's a shame. All I gotta say is it's a shame that it ended. Definitely watch the rest of it, and we'll talk a little bit about that. And then, but before we get to this, is one thing I want to tease is, I'm sure a lot of people have seen the Umbrella Academy. Now,
Yes.
No.
I know my buddy Pete hasn't seen it yet. The jury's still out. Sometimes it's tough to get Pete to watch a show. It has to be really good for him to get interested.
No, I think it's all about getting that initial start. It's just
Right.
like anything, you know.
Right.
It's like, all
Well,
right.
you're more of a movie guy.
Yeah, I think. Well, it's a movie is just a one and done.
Right,
I spend
yeah.
2 hours or whatever, and it's just like cool.
Yeah.
I've seen that movie, but it's like all right, I want to watch this show. It's just like
It's 10 episodes, though. It's not bad. Not
no,
bad.
that's the thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a decent. But then it's like something like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'll slam out 20 episodes in
Right.
like 2 days.
It's,
Yeah.
it's also Netflix too, so it gives you the ease of like, I
Yeah,
don't have to,
Netflix
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
give you
true.
the
That's
opportunity.
play
Like
this.
it skips the intro. Next thing you know,
there's no
you're
commercials.
Yeah.
you
There's
can
no
skip
BS
the
with
end.
that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
smart.
yeah.
They are the king for that, absolutely. All right, so Umbrella Academy. Hopefully next time we'll talk about that. We'll talk about who our favorite actors were, our favorite scenes, things we thought were the funniest, what could be better. I have a list of stuff that I liked a lot, stuff that I may have even loved, and stuff that I didn't care for. So
And then
Oh.
definitely going to have to.
yeah, I think
something
there's going to
coming
be
up.
a whole show about that, and I can guarantee you they'll be screaming.
Yeah, we should.
They'll
probably
be screaming in the room. It'll be funny. So
Good stuff.
We should probably do like an episode recap type thing.
yeah, yep,
Or like a small synopsis and a quick. What do you guys think per episode?
I agree. Maybe from the previous season, or just oh, you mean weekly every time? Oh,
Or just however many far apart we are, just have a quick synopsis on that because it's definitely like
it sounds like
top
fun.
level nerd culture and stuff there.
Dude, everybody,
It's funny how it's poured out.
it is.
It's thanks, and I do still say we owe it all to Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
You know what?
Say
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
paved the
Yeah,
way.
absolutely.
Everything that's happened since, I'd say the Matrix probably started it, and then the Lord of the Rings was like, all right to the forefront.
Dude, Lord of the Rings for me personally is first you have to watch the extended editions.
Yeah.
There's no other way to watch it. Once you start
We wanna talk
watching,
about taking time for something.
but Christmas
Totally worth it.
every
Totally
year
worth
around
it.
Christmas, I watch them. I have to. And my work that I do when I'm not having fun doing this. Hopefully, this takes this place someday, maybe. But if it doesn't, the work that I do, they give me that time off around the time of year anyway. They're like, "Hey, we have to take these days off. We're closing down, so I have nothing to do. I mean, I'm gonna sit around in my pajamas and eat waffles, maybe, and watch The Lord of the Rings, and then, crank out a bunch of Parks and Rec. That's just how it is."
Well, it's just
There you
like Dungeons and Dragons was the beginning and the inspiration for games like World of Warcraft, Minecraft, and all these games. Lord of the Rings set the stage for other fantasy things like Game of Thrones. Like,
Yeah.
that's where it derived from. It was Tolkien.
If anything, I'll say that it made companies, producers, directors realize like there's a lot of money here.
Oh yeah.
Like there's all these books that have been bestsellers that have been about magic and swords and stuff, and we always just don't give them any credit. Maybe we should
also-
start
Oh yeah.
making shows and movies and TV shows about these things. To like,
Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, man. That all came out around the same time.
yeah,
2002, I think.
Yep,
that came
and
out,
that's
yeah.
Lord of the Rings, same around. I think it was closing up around 2000, like what, 4? Something like that.
Yeah, 2004.
Normally we would
2005, yeah.
normally we
They
would
did
have
one a year.
we would have arbitrary man John. He's not with
I
us
think
today.
that's
so-
more Spider-Man than it is the movie, though.
Well, it's-
Because I feel like that's why Batman had all those movies dating back so far. Although there's been Superman, there's been Wonder Woman, Flash, all their characters existed, and yet the only movie that was consistently pumped out was Batman.
Spider-Man
'Cause the
3
popularity
came out in
kinda-
2007.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like it kind of trumps the
would you say Trump?
yeah.
I'm joking. By the way, there is zero political talk on this,
Yes.
so
Yeah, I know.
don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. It's not going to come here. This is escapism at its best. Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Right.
I mean,
That's
that's
why-
why people nerd out on things. right?
Exactly.
I mean,
Like I was telling you guys, I was crafting dungeon tiles before I came here today. Like,
absolutely.
that's what I did. I have 2 6x8s done. I have 6 2x6s, and I have 30. I have 30 3x3s.
So what happened to it being a secret?
I realized once I put them online that's because the
Like,
cat
No,
was out of the
yeah,
bag.
yeah.
you go, hey, pretend like you're excited and happy and you didn't see that ever before.
Yeah.
And then like 2 hours later you posted it on Instagram.
I know, like an absolute idiot, but sometimes
You just couldn't help.
sometimes the short-term
That's
memory
so
goes
exciting.
on you. Sometimes it slips away from you. You forget things, and
Oh, jeez, you're getting older.
that's exactly right.
Oh,
All right,
geez.
so
Oh, my
our
goodness.
topic at hand today: terrible movies, why you love them, and we're gonna find out the Rotten Tomatoes score after, just to talk about that and see how terrible the movie actually is. At random, I wish we had a D20 to roll. We don't have one currently.
Actually, I do.
Oh, look at this. Peter, I need you to pass me the D20, and then as you do so, please tell me a number between 1 and 20.
12.
12. Xavier, Professor X,
Yes.
a number between 1 and 20, please.
First, I'm going to ask you to never call me Xavier on wax again. And I'm going to go with 10 because its Roman numeral is X.
Damn, that's good, man.
Clever
So
son of a bitch. Yeah, it is stupid. Brian, what are you doing? Pick a number, 1 and 20.
What did Pete pick?
He
I
picked
bet
$12.
$1.
$1.
Yeah, I was gonna
$1,
say, is this
12,
Price is
and
Right?
10,
What was his bid?
Crit fail.
17. 12 is the closest without going over.
That would be me.
That's right. Peter Brown, that means you get to go first. You get to tell us. Actually, I will hold on to this for future DMing, as I am the podcast DM, I guess I would say.
Yep.
You get to tell us a movie first that
European.
you love.
That other people hate.
Right.
That critics hate.
Critics and audiences.
Yeah,
sometimes.
a lot of
I
them,
mean,
yeah.
it depends because personally, as I was trying to make this list, I thought to myself, okay, it's one thing what critics say and it's another thing what the audience says. And sometimes movies that I like will be critical bombs, but cult classics or whatever.
Yeah, that's the thing, because the critic score is the one that we should look at, because that's when it came out.
Right,
The audience score that can alter, that can change through time.
Right, because
so-
Tommy Boy itself got horrible reviews by critics, and I contend that it's a top 10
Well,
comedy.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would agree.
Idiocracy.
I went down the road of
Boom, that's enough right there.
I essentially just chose movies that hit crap on both scales. Both audiences don't like it
Okay.
and critics don't like it. But
Okay.
for some reason, I still
You still
find
love
it
it.
appealing.
Okay.
Some are like totally tanked. But I'm going to try to go with like stuff that was borderline maybe.
And then we'll get the Rotten Tomatoes scoring afterwards, because we don't know these yet. So
Oh, well, I do.
well, I don't.
But
Okay.
nevertheless.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So let's go with it's a little tricky here, but let's go with something that everybody knows, or not everybody knows, but maybe a lot of people have seen. Let's go down here. All right. Okay, 1996's Daylight, starring Sylvester Stallone. I know you're already laughing at it, but
I mean, it's not a great movie, but it's a movie that I watched on TNT at least 5 times when I was homesick.
and you should have watched it uncut or uncensored for that matter. Watching a movie on TV is just, I don't know. Anyway,
Bom, 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 bom.
nevertheless,
Do we have one of those? No, we don't have one.
all right. So, it's my turn to talk about this.
Oh, sorry. So who's in Daylight, for those who don't know?
It's pretty much Sylvester Stallone.
Okay.
I mean, you had a couple other people in there. I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't go in depth on a few actors and actresses that honestly no one's really going to recognize.
Okay.
Well, actually, hold on now. I can't hold that back. Viggo Mortensen is actually in it.
I do remember that. He was the
Yeah.
climber.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
That's
he's
right.
like a famous guy worth a lot of money. He's got his own company, and he's just a famous climber on top of it. Yeah, and of course that's going to come into play considering the fact that they're, stuck in a tunnel. So,
Right.
it's actually a pretty good movie in my opinion. I think it's probably the most underrated disaster movie of the 1990s.
I mean, it got a Tomatometer rating of 25%.
This is true.
And what's the score for the audience?
That was 37% liked it.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Totally underrated.
All right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Xavier?
Do you want me to go further, or
No,
is that
no,
it? Okay.
I haven't seen it. I
haven't
have
seen it?
no input. Yeah.
Well, then
What about
have
you?
to
What's a
watch
movie
it.
that you hate?
Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's right. I'm next, right?
Not hate.
Well, sorry, you love that everybody else
That I
hates.
love that everyone else hates. All right, which one could I use? All right, this one actually a lot of people gave me shit for, but the Ed Norton Hulk.
Really?
Yes, I don't
Okay.
know. And also like I said, I didn't look these up, so I don't know what they actually got rated. So I don't know if people think it's good.
Yeah.
But I feel like from
That one
like
was
I said,
Incredible Hulk, correct?
yeah, I believe so. But like I said, I was using what P was saying about people or like that those are your critics, like your friends and stuff. And like if everybody around you is telling you something terrible,
Right.
chances are when you see it, you follow suit. But I saw it and I was like, I actually like this movie.
All right, well, I mean, it didn't quite fail.
Yeah.
If we're going on the school 65%
Isn't failing.
isn't failing, it got a 67% for
So
a
it got a
Tomatometer.
D minus.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about fans?
70%. So
Oh, okay. So I guess people.
so C minus.
Apparently, people thought it was.
I
not
think,
so
uh,
bad.
I didn't mind it. I liked it.
Yeah.
I think
Fine.
Timothy Roth did a great job as the villain in that movie, and I think that's what partially.
Oh
carried it.
yeah. That red dude, right?
Abominable. What
Yeah,
is it?
Abomination.
Yeah, I almost said abominable.
You did actually say abominable.
Did I?
Yeah.
Maybe we can delete that
Blah, blah, blah.
post. You just start saying things are going to happen in post, and they're not going to happen. All right. So, all right, I can see that. I can see that. All right. So for my first movie that I have, came out in 1993. And I did not see it in theaters. I saw it on television. And periodically, they would give you HBO for free once in a while way back in the day, and we had the one channel, the one television in my house. So I sat in the living room, and things had to be a certain level. I couldn't watch things that were overly gory or super violent.
That was the family TV.
That was the family TV. It was a different
No
time.
movies with boobs.
No, well, we'll get to that. So this movie starred Jack Black, Seth Green, and Shane McDermott, and it is known as Airborne.
What?
Airborne.
This?
Okay, now this is a
Sounds
terrible
like a great
movie.
cast, though.
It's a California kid moves to Cincinnati, Ohio, to stay with his aunt and his uncle because his parents, they're zoologists or something like that, and they have to go to Australia, and he's not going with them. So anyway, he goes to high school, and he gets picked on because he's from California by the hockey team.
Okay.
But they see him inline skating. This is an inline skating movie.
Okay.
This is
all right, yeah, go on.
Okay.
Brink.
Thank you, Brian.
I did
Thank
think
you.
of Brink.
This is even worse. Okay.
Brink was amazing.
I love Brink.
And to get their to get their acceptance, he has to defeat them by going down Devil's Backbone.
Oh.
Devil's Backbone. And it's the most cheesy shit ever. And it is so bad, but for some reason, there's a scene where he hops up on the bed because he misses the waves, so he's got his surfboard on the bed and jumps on it, and he's doing this. The guy Shane McDermott, who plays the inline skater, only skated, not skated, rather, was in movies for a little while, and he ended up quitting and getting a real job. But yeah, I don't know what's.
Are you saying that acting's not a real job?
No, it's not. What?
It's not. It's actually not considered a job.
Oh.
29% tomato meter.
Tomatometer.
Yeah. It's
Tomatometer.
a weird Yeah.
Tomato meter.
Tomatometer.
Yeah. 29%.
Tomatometer.
29.
Yeah.
Okay.
60% liked it. So
Okay, still
almost
failed.
passed. Almost passed though.
Okay. Well, that's
It could have done some extra credit or something.
right.
Maybe it will.
So it's 29 and 60. I'm writing my scores down.
Oh yeah,
matters.
but mine were pathetically high.
All right. I think Pete is going to win this one.
I haven't gone
It's
yet.
a contest?
Everything has points. Did you know that? Everything.
Oh, okay.
Well, I started with 100 points, so.
All right. Well, I suppose it's my turn then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, a lot of people kind of talk shit about the Seth Rogen's Green Hornet. I mean, I don't think it's that great of a movie, but it's fun.
Present company included. I talk shit about it.
Yeah.
Saw it in theater though.
Yeah. I mean, it actually the tomato meter and audience score are almost the same. It's 44% tomato meter and 43% audience score.
Wow.
I mean,
a little
he
close to
drove half of a car through a paper plant.
This is true, but that car was gorgeous.
It was.
Yeah, it was a pretty savage car.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it might be underrated as
just
how beautiful it is.
Don't like the idea of a minority driving around a white man. No, just a joke. I'm kidding.
But he was really good at fighting. That's what makes up for all of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't really have any reasons. It's just fine.
Yeah.
You just like it.
That's
I get sucked into it.
Hey,
Every single time.
that's the way it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's one of those movies that pops on and then you get stuck watching it.
It's funny enough.
Yeah. Really, Rogan's humor.
Yeah.
Rogan's funny. So,
Yeah.
What do you got, Pete? What's your next one?
All right, number 2 here we're going on. This is following one of the best action movies really of the 1980s, followed with one of the lousiest action movies just in general, Predator 2. Yeah.
That's a terrible movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
it more or less is. I mean, it's I mean, here we go.
I don't recognize any other Predator movie other than Predator.
That's correct.
Well, I totally.
Like Rocky Five.
Amidst a territorial gang war in 1997, a sophisticated alien hunter stalks the citizens of Los Angeles, and the only man between him and his prey is veteran LAPD officer Lieutenant Mike Harrigan, a.k.a.
Donald Glover.
Donnie Glover. Danny Glover,
Danny
sorry.
Glover, yeah.
Donnie Glover. Danny Glover. Sorry about that.
Riggs.
Also,
Don
Gary
Glover.
Busey.
Gary Busey's
Gary
in there.
Busey
That's
was in it. He
right.
played like a government agent. It was so bad. It played like they give like one reference to the original Predator, and that's it.
Really?
And also who's in it? Another funny add-on was Bill Paxton.
Yeah,
He plays like the
I saw
rookie
that.
hotshot cop or something. It's really about the acting, like the clumsy just dialogue is just bad. But growing up, I really liked it because the original like opening scenes is like hardcore gang war scene, the cops versus the whatever it's like a drug war, and it's just like automatic weapons going off everywhere. And as a child, I really enjoyed that.
It's late 80s, early 90s, right?
It was 1990.
Okay, yeah. So that's height of Nancy Reagan, Just Say No. So that's definitely.
Well, no, not at that point. No, that's post Reagan.
Oh yeah, but I mean that's like say no to drugs.
The
like,
leftover.
Yeah, that's still there. It's still very prevalent.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying yes to drugs, people. That's not what I'm saying.
Well,
It's just-
they were violent cartel.
but like
members.
that was the 90s. It was like a
Predator.
lot of stuff was like drugs this and gang war that
Dare
bad. And
program.
And what changes?
nothing.
Not much. We're still there.
No, yeah, well, pretty much. Yeah, Russians are becoming the bad guys in movies again.
No politics.
Just
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah.
yeah. You know what? I love that actually.
Yeah,
because they've made some of the best villains.
I
in,
agree.
Bond movies and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, so that one got a 27% Tomatometer rating,
Ooh.
and 43% of the audience liked it.
Yeah.
That's out of 138,879 user ratings.
And I'm sure for reference, the
Mr.
original
Pedantism.
Predator is probably like 90-something%.
so
It's just
specific.
facts. Straight facts.
Straight facts, yeah.
There was 22 reviews for the Tomatometer rating. Tomatometer
Alright.
rating.
This one, I assure you, has terrible ratings for people.
Okay.
But I like it, and I don't know so much so if I like it because of the movie or if it's because of the actors and the concept.
I think sometimes the actors and concept can save a movie.
Yeah, it's After Earth.
Okay.
Will Smith and Jaden.
Okay. Yep.
The concept of the creatures being able to smell fear, epic. That they can't see, but they smell and see the fear.
Yeah, 11% for Tomatometer.
bad.
Dude.
Wow.
And the reason Will Smith was most high is because he shut off all his emotions. So he was like super emotionless. So he would walk out there like ultimately calculated and just slay these things. And they have these weapons they use that are like, I guess it's like it melds with your brain.
Oh,
So it's like a staff,
Oh, weird.
but it could do anything. Like you can hold it a certain way and it makes a pick. Like a pick for you to pick out of something, or it just you do something else and it becomes a bow, and you do something else and it becomes like it's like mentally charged. It does this like changing.
Wow.
It could be a spear, it could be a sword, it could be a hammer. Like it's crazy.
It'd be a gun?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
thing's ridiculous. It's there. Actually, I'm not sure if it. I think it becomes like a javelin or something. You can
Imagine
throw
having
it
that in real
music.
life,
bro.
right?
Amazing.
I would just use gun
And
all
the fact
time.
that Will Smith is the most high, like the badass of badasses, it shows how he does like the, like completely calm amidst these creature things, and he's just like dead, like no emotion. He'll get cut, doesn't even go like. It's just like, you know what I mean? Because you have to not allow.
Did he
the
just like
creatures to
cancel that part of his brain in like a procedure or
Uh,
something?
That's another reason why it probably didn't get too good because they didn't show you too much of like the backstory. It just shows you the actual what's going on.
Yeah,
at the
I heard
moment.
one of the things is people say that Will Smith obviously he's a very charismatic guy.
Yeah, and
You
that's
know what I mean? And it's like the least charismatic
Yeah,
role.
he was like dead.
Yeah.
It was like he was emotionally dead.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, so I can
yeah,
understand.
yeah,
why.
yeah. But I really really like the concept. What did you say? 11?
11%, and that's based off of 202 reviews that were counted.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. 11%, 36% audience score, based off of 121,711 user ratings.
Did you see this in theaters?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't see the theaters.
When did that come out? Brian.
2013
Okay. All right.
on disc, so 2012 probably.
It's worth a watch. I mean, it's bad. We know this.
I mean, I have a really bad movie on here that I'm sure.
I didn't
me
know
too.
it was bad going in. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
don't know these things. You just go
Yeah.
watch a movie. So
Oh yeah,
So my second one, John Carter. Taylor Kish, Lynn Collins. She plays Wolverine's girlfriend in the X-Men Origins Wolverine movie, and it also has Mr. Terrifying himself, Willem Dafoe, in the movie. That guy is
scary in all forms.
Oh, he's just absolutely horrifying to look at.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
You know, it's you're basically run of the mill sci-fi movie. It was, you know, pretty forgettable. It was based off a book. I don't have the source material. I should know this. I really should. I'm mad, but that I don't. But you know, again, this is another TNT TBS kind of special. It's gonna run forever in syndication. I don't know if it made its money back.
Disney, wasn't it?
It was Disney.
Okay.
And I didn't think it was terrible. The one thing I really found weird is there's a lot of dialogue that's done in this movie in an alien language, and they never give you any subtitles.
Oh, come on.
And like the first time I watched it, I thought that there was something wrong with my television. And then,
the closed captions.
Yeah,
working on this.
and it wasn't. It's just they don't give you any dialogue. So if you really think about it, it's just someone speaking gibberish.
Yeah.
Right.
And
There's no so it
They
wasn't
literally didn't write anything.
right. But that's why I like the movie, because I can watch it like an idiot and not have to think. You know what I mean?
That's
it's
the
like
point. That's the
Well,
point.
you can watch a different movie every time. You can assign dialogue to those
that
characters.
pivotal scene. That's a
And
scene that
just
changes
change
everything every
about the
time.
movie.
All right, so I'm gonna move on from that. I don't have to talk about that one very much.
Yeah.
So that's What did it
52%
okay.
Tomatometer, and 60%.
You're
audience
hovering.
score.
I am. I still have double fails though. 2 double fails in a row.
Really?
Yeah, audience score seems to be about 60. So 60% of the audience agrees with me. I'm kind of okay with that.
You're just a conformist.
No, it's not because I'm a conformist. It means that I'm surrounded in good company with other failures who also like things that suck. And that way I'm not, failing as
Wait a
bad.
minute. I think you're going into like the old school definition of nerd. It is evolved at this point.
What do you say? Old school definition?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Is that a shot?
I think it was.
Oh, okay.
All right, sorry.
It's changed. Revenge of the Nerds probably.
Well, I mean, yeah,
encapsulate the
he something
description that you
he
just
totally,
stated.
yeah, he totally, assaulted that girl in that movie. Yeah.
That one.
Oh, Revenge of the Nerds?
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah. Let's
Yeah.
not even.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Whoa.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Moving on, Brian. Segue, hard segue.
For hard passing.
Oh, it's supposed to go through the. Oh. Anyway,
Oh,
it didn't go the way it was supposed to go through the thing, but it didn't work.
we'll figure that out next
Yeah, I'll
time.
figure it out next time. Anyway. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie.
Oh.
Okay.
Which one?
The movie.
The movie.
Oh, the movie.
Yeah, not the new one.
Okay.
The one from
I'm sure they've made a few by now, right? I said.
Secure.
probably, yeah.
Yeah. No, I actually have the. That's why I
nostalgia.
asked.
I
I have
totally
the new
agree.
one on my list.
Is it really?
Yeah. So we might as well just do this a double one.
Oh.
Let's get it over with right now.
Tag Team Power Rangers.
I haven't watched the new one.
I have. I don't know how it was received. Like I said, I didn't look these up, so I don't know
Yeah.
how it was received.
There's no way it did that great.
Exactly. My impressions were people assumed like, oh, another goddamn Power Ranger movie.
So the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie from 1995, was 40% Tomatometer and 30 and 56 for the audience score.
What about the new one?
The new one. There's a lot of dead air right here.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Sorry. What was it called? Because it's not coming up as.
Power Rangers?
Power Rangers? Yeah,
Power
man.
Rangers?
Yeah, it's just Power Rangers.
Should it be in a short list?
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? I don't know.
think
All
it
I
was
remember is like
2015,
didn't they like
16.
I saw like bits and pieces. They were like in a quarry,
Yeah.
kids hanging out. See a
What,
lot.
you're talking the old one?
No, the new
No,
one.
the new
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
not
all the
up
same
there?
basic storyline. I guess they made like Rita.
49%.
Nice.
Oh right, Rita was played by Elizabeth
66%
Banks.
Oh, really?
Fan.
Huh?
audience score.
Oh, so fans didn't fail. They got another D minus.
Oh.
Yep.
I'm keeping track of critics. Right?
They don't like to give out many D pluses though.
No.
No, that's a
No.
lot.
I mean, do
harder
you
to
really
get.
have to use the plus minus scale it for D?
Yeah.
I'm just talking in like school in general.
No, D plus, absolutely.
Yeah.
D plus is essential.
But
Like
you
you
passed,
did crappy,
right?
but you did.
Yeah.
You got a
little above
69,
crappy.
man. That's a D plus.
But see, this is totally
You
off
definitely
subject.
got
But
the
could
D.
you go to college if you had a D average?
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, you went
Plus
to
or
college
minus.
with a D average. You still
Plus.
graduated, though.
No, I'm not talking about after you got to college. I'm talking about what college is going to see your D average on your manuscript.
Oh no,
What
people who
college
do
is
that
it?
have to
CRD?
go to community college. They go to community college for 2 years and then transfer to another school with all their credits, and then they go to that school for 2 years, sometimes 4 years, depending on what they're doing.
Yeah.
And those people are people like myself who didn't try in school. No, I got mostly B's in C's, and there were a couple D pluses, like I said, 69s.
I got mostly B's.
Yeah.
For
Anyway.
bitches.
So all right, I guess that swings us back around to Peter, and then it will bounce to me.
Oh, okay. All right. I watched it a lot. Mid 90s. Well, actually, it's 1997's Dante's Peak.
Ah, yes, it's
Dante's
got Pierce
Peak. A
Brosnan in it, right?
volcanologist arrived at a countryside town recently named the second most desirable place to live in America and discovers that the long dormant volcano, Dante's Peak, may wake up at any moment.
Now this is not to
Get
be
this, the
confused
tagline,
with.
the pressure is building.
This is not to be confused with Volcano, right? Which starred,
No.
Did Volcano star Tommy Lee Jones?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Actually,
this-
and Anne Heche was in it
Okay,
as well.
and Dante's Peak starred.
Pierce Brosnan.
Okay,
And then it had Linda Carter, also known as Sarah Connor from the Terminator.
okay, so we took
Terminator
a
movies.
step up in attractiveness with the male lead, and a step back, in my personal opinion, in attractiveness with the female lead.
Who's the female lead in
That's a solid
Volcano?
point. That's
Yeah.
a solid point. Yeah.
Because I
No,
mean,
you know,
Pierce Brosnan. I mean,
well, it's James Bond as a volcanologist. He's just suave
yeah.
as always.
I mean, to a lot of
if you-
people, he is Bond.
Oh, that's yeah. I grew up him being Bond. Absolutely.
He's just a bad guy from Mrs. Doubtfire to me.
That's it. Yeah. He's just the steamy, sexy bad guy from Mrs. Doubtfire.
It was a drive-by fruiting.
Nevertheless, Dante's Peak, ridiculous, but actually really good special effects. Like I watched a couple of little documentaries on it here and there, and they use a lot of miniatures and stuff. So like the special effects in these types of movies tend to be really good. Like I love action movies, and then like the acting's
You had me at miniatures.
I definitely
miniatures, man.
disagree with the
like legit. All the
the
Humvees at the end.
percentages here on the Rotten Tomatoes.
Tomatometer?
Thought about
The
it got about a-
Tomatometer
thought it got about a
is-
24 or something like that.
Yep, 24.
Yeah.
38% of the audience enjoyed it. I am one of the 38%.
Hey.
It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. It's a good movie.
Dante's Peak. It's basically Mount St. Helens turned into a movie.
Well,
There you go.
scientifically speaking, Mount St. Helens was
And they kept it pretty
an
accurate.
explosion that blew off a massive portion, and there was more like not a lot of pyroclastic flows. It was mostly ash and gas.
Well, no,
which
of course they
spewed into the upper
they
atmosphere.
Hollywooded the crap out of it, but they
Yeah.
consulted a lot of volcanologists and geologists to try to make it accurate.
All right. Okay, so
Dante's Peak.
we did the we did
Power Rangers.
X's Power Rangers. So we're gonna jump to me. This movie came out in 2011, starring Emily Browning, Vanessa Hudgens, and Abby Cornish, 3 beautiful ladies, and it was directed by Zack Snyder, the king of slow-mo. Sucker Punch.
Okay.
Okay. Lots of CGI, tons of fight scenes with
Yeah,
girls in
Sucker
tiny
Punch
little
was
outfits.
fuego.
They're like, but when she's doing this, supposedly she's doing like sexy dances, and it was supposed to have a feminist message, which it clearly does not.
Was that the one where you
That movie was
keep getting
epic.
like you want to see
The dance,
Yeah,
but you never get to see it. Yes,
Yeah, fuck that movie.
I love this movie. This movie is
wanna
perfect
see the
eye
dance.
candy.
Yo.
I don't know if you've noticed, a lot of these movies for me are just movies that I can just stare at a screen blankly and not have to think.
Well,
Yeah,
this
that's
is
the basic
definitely
idea.
you're definitely not hovering on this one. It's 23%
Ooh.
Tomatometer and 47% liked it. So
Okay, this is
twice as
overall
many.
this is my worst one, but I gotta say this movie
I
isn't
like this
that bad.
movie,
It was
yeah.
good, right?
I didn't know this movie wasn't well received.
Yeah. I caught it one day on guess what channel?
FX.
TNT.
TNT. That's right. FX has
figured
got
it
the
would-
movies now,
yeah,
but
yeah.
that's what they say.
Be a
The
little more
movies.
graphic.
Not a sponsor.
I can't watch TV movies.
Yeah, neither can I. So I watched part of it, and then again, I got that free HBO because you know that I'm cheap. But now I pay
don't
for
think
HBO.
anyone
But
pays
but
for
at that
anything.
point in time, I got free HBO, and Sucker Punch was on, and I was like, holy crap! All right, and I watched the tail end of it. I was like, oh, this is pretty neat. I had never seen it, and then the third time I actually watched the movie was an in-flight movie for work. So I was.
Forced you. Nice.
Yes, it was a JetBlue flight. I was flying to, I believe, Oklahoma or somewhere in the Midwest, Missouri, most likely Missouri. I spent a lot of time at Fort Lost in the Woods, and on the way out there, got to watch the whole movie, and I was like, all right, this is pretty good. I mean, at however many thousand feet in the sky, drinking flat cokes and peanuts, it was pretty good. It was not that bad. So
He was delirious.
definitely only visually great. Story sucked, but yeah. Abby Cornish though.
So my next movie is Val Kilmer's Batman Forever.
You went there.
It's Wednesday, my dudes.
Second worst Batman movie ever.
I'll agree to that.
Obviously, the first is Nipple Suit.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know.
think
I like.
protecting your nipples is very important.
Yeah, but they don't need
They
to
have to
be.
be shaped like
Yes. It's still protected regardless of the shape on the outside.
Maybe he had huge nipples.
Yeah,
Maybe.
or maybe
They just stuck out.
they
He
were
was
inflamed.
really cold.
Maybe he had an allergic reaction to his shampoo.
Why
Not
did
that
you
I
like this
know,
movie?
I'm just saying.
I like Jim Carrey in it, I guess. And he
Yeah.
did fine as Batman, like Val Kilmer.
Okay.
It's like not
Fine.
bad. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was just fine.
That's the measure of Batman now, it seems, lately, isn't it?
It's passable.
Fine as
I
Batman.
didn't,
Well,
I didn't
mean-
walk out of the theater, so
And if it doesn't have the appeal, if a guy can't match like the cartoon, it doesn't even look.
Oh,
quite
Kevin
like
Conroy
that, you know what I mean?
in the
That's way I
animated
am.
series is the pinnacle. We did an entire, folks, what you don't understand is we actually, before we did this one, we did a practice one that was about Batman. And maybe someday you'll get to hear some of the audio from it.
Yeah, maybe
Um,
someone
At someone's
finishes
speeds.
it.
Yeah, fixes it.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, yeah, so continue, Brian. I'm sorry. I mean to.
Oh no! So it was 39% on the Tomatometer,
Oh, tomato.
and 32%. So worse. I think this is the first one where the audience score was lower than
Tomatoes.
Tomato. So they had 32%, 7% lower.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Pete?
Okay. Just give me 1 second here, making sure I've got the.
Pete's doing his read-in, which
Well,
I'm,
you know.
I'm really starting to enjoy.
Yes.
The movie phone guy.
You can't scream if you can't breathe. 1997's Anaconda.
Oh, all right.
All right. A National Geographic film crew is taken hostage by an insane hunter who forces them along his quest to capture the world's largest and deadliest snake. Yeah, I actually saw this movie in the theater.
Wow.
I don't remember why or what the context was, but nevertheless, it's got J-Lo's in it, Ice Cube's in it.
Oh.
John
Ice
Voight
Cube.
plays the bad guy.
Yep.
It's hold on, I'm drawing a bit. Owen Wilson. Owen
Wow.
Wilson is also in it. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
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 Luckily, he gets eaten at some point or another. It's not a good movie. Even the special effects, for the most part, are crap. But I wouldn't even watch it much today. But when it came out in those first few years, I did enjoy it. I was like 11 when it came out. How I was allowed to see that in the theater is beyond me.
this is America.
So 40% for the Tomatometer, and 24% audience score, so much lower.
Yeah, the audience hated it even more than the critics.
Really?
Not too
Yes,
common.
24%.
Wow.
16% lower.
Can I get a Sprite or something?
Yeah. I get it.
Pause it.
You can keep going.
All right, yeah. So I guess you know what? I'll do it. I'll go because. No, yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Just skip me. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm no one.
yeah, that's right.
important.
You're going. That's right. My bad.
Continue.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, you may go.
Oh, he was so parched. So parched.
Yeah. So, actually, no. We need the research from the Tomatometer.
I got you. Not a sponsor. Sprite.
Thank you. I'm just obeying my thirst, bro. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah. If you want. Yeah. You want one?
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's that orange.
Yeah.
Orange vanilla Coke.
Orange vanilla Coke. Hold on.
I've never seen this before. Wow. I'm trying not to drink soda. As
Wow.
I say that as he passes me it. Because
How is it?
Okay, upon first review,
Unboxing.
tastes like creamsicle soda.
Uncanning.
uncanning.
Uncanny? Oh man, we can't go there.
Uncanning X-Men.
We're not going to get into that right now, but
No. It's funny.
I might get yelled at.
Yeah, you might be. That's why I figured no.
Yep. Absolutely. So, what was it? What was the movie again?
Oh, okay, yeah. No, now that we have the Tomatometer back,
Yes.
I don't, like I said, I'm not unaware of how it was received, but Street Fighter.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
I don't know if
man.
this just hit me because I was a kid and it was the right time and it was like my first video game to movie
Yep.
that I was just like,
I can
oh,
tell you it
man.
did poorly. It did poorly.
Did it? Yeah, I probably
It
didn't do well.
18%.
Wow.
20% audience, but 18%.
Yeah, so for me,
Meter
it
of
hit me in the
tomatoes.
feels.
Yeah.
A lot of good, funny jokes with like M. Bison when he was talking to Sagat, and he was like, "You couldn't see that." And he does the hand over the eye. Like, a lot of those like
It's just
good
so much
stuff.
cheese.
That's like yeah. And I don't know what year did that come out.
I mean, it's got to be early 90s.
94?
Mm.
In
All right.
theaters, December 22nd, 1994.
Oh, just in
Came
time,
in time for Christmas.
Just in
yeah.
time for Christmas.
And I didn't see
So
it in the theater.
the
So,
critics'
like,
consensus says, though it offers mild entertainment through campy one-liners and the overacting of the late Raul Julia,
Yeah.
Street Fighter's non-stop action sequences are not enough to make up for a predictable, uneven storyline.
I mean, it was that perfect time. I mean, Mortal Kombat came out around that time, too.
And Jean-Claude was Guile, so I mean,
Jean-Claude.
like
Man, back then.
you want to have a big blonde American guy with a tattoo of a flag on his hand, but he talks like Jean-Claude Van Damme.
He's from Belgium.
I like
So
how
it's like-
Jean-Claude Van Damme has a sense of humor about himself. And I mean his series on Amazon.
It's a shame
Jean-Claude
that didn't
Van
get
Johnson.
picked up. I thought that was really fun.
To be honest, I didn't watch the whole season, so I mean it didn't keep me coming back.
Enthralled, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched The Tick, but I guess that's supposed to be pretty good. I don't watch a lot of Amazon programming short of the Grand Tour, which
Yeah.
is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, those three.
Well, their interface is confusing.
Amazon hasn't pulled me in yet for their TV shows yet.
They're not there yet. They're getting
No,
there, though.
no.
Some people would argue with me, and they're
But you
fine.
can get a package.
You can be wrong.
very quickly. So.
So I have a couple movies. I don't know if I should jump around because I mean one of these. I don't even know why I put it on the list. Can we just check the score real quick?
18%?
Wow. This is a bad movie, but it's a terribly bad movie, which means it's awesomely bad, which means it's amazing.
That's how it works. That's the chart.
How many negatives was that?
So many.
We need to make a chart
Enough to make sure
using
that it's-
information. We just
We
make
need
a
a
chart.
Venn diagram. of
Roadhouse.
Oh man,
Hold on.
there's no way that did
Roadhouse?
Roadhouse is not a good movie.
that. Roadhouse is one of my favorite movies, Tim.
Well, that's fine, but
I
it's
wouldn't even put it on this list because I respect it too much.
which is why I'm thinking moving on from it. But I would like to get the score of it if we could, real quick, just so that we know that I can be right on this. And then the next movie that I want to talk about real quick, just because I put too many on this list. That's what I do. I overdo things. These guys know it.
And then you merge too, so that you can get.
Roadhouse got 38%.
What?
Wow. See?
I thought it did better. Than
But it looks like
66% audience though.
Okay, so
yeah. So there you go. Yeah,
another
yeah.
D.
that's one of those things.
Okay,
though,
hey,
now the real movie that I want to
a
talk
good
about
choice, though.
came out in 2008.
Well,
Roadhouse
hold
is
on.
awesome.
We have to
Welcome
give
to
these
the Timothy
66% a little bit of credit because there's like we could all say we know a 30% of people that will argue they don't like something they do like.
Yep, that's the audience score, so that can go up and down.
Yeah,
So,
no, I
like,
know, but even the
in
audience
5
score,
years,
out
that
of
could
that
be, like,
40% of people, they were
50%.
probably like,
Yeah.
nah, I don't like it. But it's like, dude, you just trying to find a reason to not like it. You don't.
Some
actually
people are
not like
contrarians.
It's
They just
Dalton.
Yeah.
It's all
So,
about the
so
Dalton.
you have a list of more than 10.
Yeah, I wanted to name drop Roadhouse because I thought that I had a feeling it was bad. Like the critics didn't like it. Because it's not a good movie. I saw it on television the other day, and it's one of those things that, you watch it, but it's not a good movie. So but yeah, this other movie
love it. I
this
love
other movie stars Mark Wahlberg. So first of all, it's not going to be
Pretty
great.
bad. Yeah.
It also has Zoe Deschanel,
Okay.
John Leguizamo,
Okay.
and in this movie, Mark Wahlberg is a scientist, which is hilarious. Science teacher. I like this movie.
How on? I know
The
where you're
Happening.
Going. You did not just.
Didn't nothing happen?
Isn't that
Yes,
based off of
Like at the end, like just
Nothing actually.
nothing
a
happened.
Stephen
Like,
King book?
No,
It's an
M.
ironic
Night,
name.
it's
M. Night
M.
Shyamalan,
M. Night
that's what it is.
Shyamalan.
Ding dong.
M. Night Shyamalan. And I like this movie. First of all, Mark Wahlberg as a science teacher is probably the funniest thing that you're ever going to see. And then people just kind of falling in front of lawnmowers, and it was.
I'd rather see
If it
Nicolas
came out
Cage.
today, on Netflix and instead of in the movies, everyone would say it was better than Bird Box. Okay, because it's essentially the same movie.
I didn't watch Bird Box, but it got 18%.
You didn't watch Bird Box.
No, because I couldn't stand the 9 million
Memes?
stupid.
So
Yeah, I couldn't take it.
Well, because you didn't understand them.
18%.
No,
I got
it was just
it.
annoying seeing how much people were talking about it, so I didn't watch it.
What's up? What's up, Pete?
So what is it? What is it about that movie that you find appealing? Because on so many levels, Zoe Deschanel's clunky acting, along with John Leguizamo's
Don't you say
clunky
anything
acting.
bad about Zoe Deschanel.
She's a
John
treasure.
Leguizamo.
Look, I get it, national
She's
treasure,
America's
but that was not
sweetheart.
her best movie. Just
No one's best movie.
just why.
It was
so
18%.
It was like the
literally
wind
no
or the
one.
trees. It was the trees, man.
It was plants. It was
trees.
It was essentially a environmentalist message of the planet saying, "Hey, humankind,
Eco-terrorism.
chill the f out for a little bit. Like we're gonna kill a bunch of you by."
Isn't that what mosquitoes do?
Well,
Yeah,
yes and
malaria's
no.
kinda got that
When
covered.
when you have when you really think about it, we've lived past certain things, like we've cured diseases, and as
yeah.
human beings, we've altered that natural course of.
I just
of
think
nature.
we're producing faster than those things are happening, but they're happening.
Yeah, the happening. But yeah, that's
the happening.
Full circle.
What's happening right now?
I don't know.
It's the trees.
All right, so
You're up.
I'm up.
You're up.
So you actually mentioned it. Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
Hey.
That's actually the next one on my list.
Great
It
Street
just-
Fighter and Mortal Kombat, both of them.
Get over here! Right. The special effects were cheesy, but sorry,
Brian's dying. Not really.
choking. I inhaled some spit and went to the back of my throat.
Oh, thank you for sharing.
Well, I was just explaining why I was just joking.
Partial death. Doesn't need the Heimlich.
But I just I don't know. I watched this movie 9 million times as a kid
Yeah, it's
on USA.
yep. Oh, the USA Network. That's dead, right?
Who's? Well, sort of. I think it still exists.
No,
Who's
it's
the
not-
big guy was Goro,
They still
right?
have Raw.
He had like
They
6
still
arms.
have Raw. They
That
still
was
have
actually,
WWE, man. USA will never die.
WWE. Yeah, it's
Still has a massive
sorry.
following.
WWF. Beyond that, I don't know any of it.
World
That's true.
Wrestling Entertainment. Yeah.
Yeah.
World
I think it was the Wildlife
Foundation.
Foundation
Yeah.
that
Yep.
got upset.
Yep.
But
But
it-
just stupid because they didn't even use those initials.
That lawsuit dragged on for such a long time.
I know. I mean, Vince McMahon's got so much money.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
He owns all of it now. But it's 38%
Okay.
Mortal Kombat for the meter of tomat.
What about the audience score?
57.
Okay.
So they scored a Heinz.
Oh, aren't you funny?
Oh my God, that was terrible. All right,
All right.
Pete.
Well, give me 1 second here. I just want to make sure. I always gotta make sure I got my notes right.
We're gonna make sure. I wish we had a dialing up right now for the movie phone. Can you
I know, right?
press beep bop boop boop?
You have reached movie phone.
Why don't you just?
All right.
Why don't you just tell me what movie you want to watch?
In 1979, we discovered in space no one can hear you scream. In 1992, we will discover on Earth everyone can hear you scream. Alien 3. And I'm just going to come right out and say it did not take place on Earth. So the tagline was trash. The problem is with this movie is the studio completely screwed it. David Fincher is the director, and he started off doing like some music videos and things like that. And the guy had some good direction, and the studio just totally screwed him. They just altered creative directing. They screwed around with the script, everything. He won't even talk about it to this day. Any interviews, he's just like, no, I'm done with Alien 3. It's dead to me. But there's actually 2 versions of it.
Really?
And it's there's the regular like theatrical, and there's another one called the assembly cut. I don't even know how this thing was put together, but certain parts of the actual movie were changed. So it's like instead of the alien coming out of a dog, it comes out of an ox. Strange reason, but nevertheless.
That changes everything.
I know, right? But it ends up taking a little bit of a darker tone. It's a strange movie, and a lot of people hate it. They're like, Alien 3? No, it's all about the first 2 at least, which I totally agree. I love the first 2, and I love a lot of them, but this one, for some reason, nostalgic. Came out in 1992, I believe. So, I mean, I was a little kid when it first came out.
What a wee lad.
Nothing but a wee lad. Not like I saw it when I was that young, but yeah, it's not good.
Well,
it's not
scored
good.
an answer of everything. The answer to it all, 42%.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
And I'm actually surprised it even got that.
Yeah.
47 audience score.
Oh crap! What was the percentage for Power Rangers again?
I'll find out.
It was low, right?
The power.
Well, yeah, it was.
Just
low.
because I don't want to have. I just wanted to know. All right.
You want to make sure you have it. We're gonna compare who has the overall lowest. We'll do a little math.
I didn't say this one yet.
Megan's not on this one, so I think some of us have a chance.
Oh, is she like a mathlete?
No. When we first did this,
Oh yeah.
our trial, she had like just terrible.
Oh, I know.
mean-
The first time we did, she had some horrible movies on there.
Oh, she
There
totally
was
won.
there's a movie that I've seen and I enjoyed, but I can't put it on my list because I've only seen it the one time. But it doesn't even have a Tomatometer score, and that's Ice Spiders.
Ice Spiders. That's a throwback.
Right,
Yeah,
but like I've only seen it the one time, so like I don't remember anything about it other
Right.
than like the one guy going Ice Spiders. Like,
Is that
that's
probably
it.
like on FX? Or
No, it was
FX,
sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
Yeah.
Something.
And
Oh,
then-
it was
but we
like a
watched-
Stone NATO. Remember
Yep.
that
Yep.
one? Oh, yeah.
Oh, that
Oh,
one
yeah.
was terrible. That took place in Boston.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
called it. I was like, "What? The first Stone NATO is going to be like Plymouth Rock." And
Yep.
Oh,
And there
was
was
the first one.
and
I
the
mean,
setting-
spoiler alert.
The setting for the Plymouth Rock looks nothing like Plymouth does. Plymouth, Massachusetts, that is, for anybody listening here. You
Yeah.
know, we've been down there plenty of times. It does
Pilgrims.
not look the way that movie portrayed it.
Not at all.
whatsoever.
Not at
Granted, the Rock isn't anything to look at whatsoever, but still.
That was when
Just the rock.
Hey.
that was the same time that we were all hanging out and we threw that epic Halloween party. So we had the leftover decorations. So I had the monstrous spider. So my roommate Joe, who was terrified of spiders and anything that would kind of like make him jump. It was furry and it was big and it had opposable legs and shit like that. So I would make it as big as I possibly could, and he's a jumpy guy anyway, so I'm hiding around the corner. So we'd come around the corner, I'd throw it at his head, and I go, "Ice spiders!" And then he would, and he would freak out. You know, it was funny. You know, that's what terrible roommates do to each other, but that's what awesome roommates do.
Whoever
at the
has
same
heart
time.
problems, we know where they started.
Oh,
But yeah,
49% X.
Yeah, thank you.
bless you.
So is
Thank you,
it
'cause we
X? I believe it is.
Yes.
Pete,
My
you're done?
next movie, I thought was good, but it was pretty terrible. I would assume is Triple X, Vin Diesel.
Oh, I love Triple X.
The first one though,
Yeah.
like the original.
Yep.
Before we knew
Yeah.
there was gonna be 7 more Triple
Oh,
X's.
yeah, it didn't do good.
That's the one where he skates the
The
the baking sheet down the stairs. right?
Yeah, and after using that baking sheet to deflect the sun into the sniper's eye and fuck up his shot. So this was definitely one of Vin Diesel's finest.
That's like
48%.
48%.
Yeah,
Freaking
58 audience.
I think also there was a part where he says something about only real motherfuckers drink Coronas or something like that. I don't know. It was like the most Mexican line. Like, it was just like, yo. The dude was like, yo, do you want this to drink? He's like, you got a Corona? And he's like, it's literally a little scene where they break out the Coronas. He says something about it. They open these Coronas and they cheer. It's in the middle of this movie.
They gotta pay for it somehow.
And I'm like, this is crazy.
Triple X, brought to you by
Corona. Yeah. Like,
Not a sponsor.
find your beach.
No, I'm not really into them at all. But that's whatever.
No, I mean,
if you want to drink Corona, that's fine.
all I'm
It's
saying
90
is,
degrees. You pop a lime in it. I get it.
I would love an ice cold Corona right now. So if they want to sponsor me, I'm
Yes,
totally
send
okay.
me Corona t-shirts. I will take them.
Drink
As
responsibly.
well as...
Day drink responsibly.
Hey, we're merging markets, all right? We need to stick to finding
That's
your
right.
beach.
We're nerds. We're nerds.
Finding your beach.
Yeah,
I got a funny story about finding your beach. We won't go into it right now because it has to do with work and other things. Anyway, so yeah, so what was the score on that again? It was 40 what?
48.
And this audience score?
58.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Almost
Xander
60.
Cage.
Xander Cage.
Xander Cage. That's right. And Vin Diesel plays D&D.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Big fan.
Is he always Groot?
Also with Land Shark toys.
What? Land Shark.
Yeah, like Land Shark, the Street Sharks. Yeah, Street Shark toys. He did a commercial for them.
Oh, really? The Street Sharks.
The
Yeah.
voice or like
No,
physically?
he did like a QVC style
Commercial for the toys.
for the toys.
Oh wow. I
Does he have
kind of want to
stock
see that.
in them?
All right, so this movie came out in 1987. This is actually one of my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. It has Jesse Ventura in it as Captain Freedom. It's got Jim Brown as Fireball. It has Toru Tanaka as Sub-Zero, and even has Richard Dawson. You know, the really creepy Family Feud host who like kissed all the women.
Yeah, he got way too close.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But he always got away with it.
He was the creepy Family Feud guy. Yeah, that's how I knew him before I knew him as anything else. And the only other place that I knew him from was this movie, which was Running Man.
Oh.
Running Man, which was starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
You know, and it's
The Running Man.
The Running Man. That's right. The Running Man. And it's
TM.
I think it's a great movie.
Whatever is supposed to come after that title. Don't want any trademark issues.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
We're doing air quotes. Everything we say these things, we're doing air quotes. You can't see them.
61%.
61%.
Oh.
Okay, that's my highest
Ah.
so far. That's critic rating, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. That's not bad. And what about the audience score?
60%. That was pretty close.
Wow, this is
Spot on.
See, I think personally that Schwarzenegger movies, to me, they're just no matter what, they're pretty awesome. Even a bad Schwarzenegger movie is a pretty good movie.
Yeah, even people love Kindergarten Cop or
Yeah.
what's that, Jingle All the Way?
Yeah.
That's because it's hard to not like him. It's like The Rock
Yeah.
we were saying earlier.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
The
you
Rock
can make
is
a really bad movie, but you're like, it's The Rock. Man. I gotta
I
like
can't not like the guy. I mean, when he was The Rock with WWF, like,
Yeah.
Right.
you hated him because he was
Rocky
the heel.
Maivia.
No,
That's right.
I love
That's
The
right.
Rock.
Oh,
I
no.
love
With
him
the Rock
being...
and Sock Connection,
Dude,
man?
even when The Rock was the heel, he was just the guy because he was still doing it in a way
People's
that's
eyebrow.
like...
Yep.
It was just done in a way that wasn't... I don't know. Like, it's like Stone Cold, for example. He only did the bad things, but everybody loves
That's
Stone
true.
Cold.
That was the
Like,
Attitude
The
Era,
anti-hero.
man.
he would
That's
just run into the ring while somebody else is fighting and beat their ass and you're cheering as
Drinking
opposed to
beer
being
at the
like,
same
no,
time.
you're ruining
Yep.
the fight.
Yep.
And then he'd just stick his hand out. The beer would just come from the stand. Like, thanks.
It's like, I'm so badass, the championship belt, I'm going to make it custom.
Yeah.
The way I want it.
Yeah, that was definitely, I think, other than, you know, early stuff with like Macho Man and Hogan and like Jake the Snake Roberts and Andre the Giant, like that
Yeah.
Attitude Era of wrestling was
Yeah.
the best.
Oh, man. Yeah, DX. And all
Yeah,
that stuff.
it was
It
just-
was so
Yeah.
much. I loved it.
You know, you still had
the Hardy
WCW
Brothers.
and
Yeah.
WWF.
Oh, yeah.
You had the division. So,
Yeah,
like, if you
yeah.
watched WCW, there was like the Four Horsemen, you know,
Yeah.
and it was just
And a lot of the older
NWO,
wrestlers.
Yeah.
Wolfpack.
yeah, Ric Flair. I mean,
Woo!
You just gotta love Ric Flair. I mean, it's just the chops. He's still going too. You know what I mean? Ric Flair's hilarious.
Remember when he used to just dive on the floor for GP?
Yeah.
You just plummet and you'd be like, yo, what is wrong with
he get hit and like he wouldn't react.
Around and be like,
bam, and he just fall and hit the ground.
You'd be like, yo, is he alright?
You would do a bit of a wobble.
Oh, yeah. It's fine. Yeah.
Well, my next movie was Terminator Salvation.
Oh.
That got bad ratings?
Yeah.
Really?
33%.
What?
53% audience score. I liked it. I mean, it showed you the lore. Like,
that's bullshit.
It had a really like a dark like visual to it. You know, the camera work was just very
epic,
gritty.
Yeah,
I love the idea that it
was
just
274 reviews counted for the Tomatometer.
Interesting.
Bro, I thought it was a great.
I was
I
a
thought
fan
it was
that
good.
They were basically using like leftover whatever they could get military tech to take on, you know, freaking robots.
Yeah.
So it was like he steps out of the helicopter and he's got like an M4, you know, and it's like all they got.
Not to mention, you probably have to use even the older guns because any type of like chip or like computer brain that would be in a higher tech gun would be liable to backfiring on you when you need it the most or some shit. So you have to use like old school, just
That's why I love the
pour
planes.
the gun barrel.
Yeah.
And the
A10, right?
They use the warthogs in that.
Yeah,
and they just light it up. You know, they get shot down or whatever.
Yeah, but that's such a cool plane.
Oh, that movie was pretty sick. I really liked it.
The thing that was really dope about it too is the entire time you're watching the Terminators, it's like he's destined. He's gonna be the guy. That's why all these Terminators keep coming back.
Right.
Yep.
And then you finally see him in the future, and it's like you're still struggling. Doesn't look like you're on the winning side of this.
Yeah,
What's going on? I
is
thought
really
you were
good,
supposed
bro.
to be the guy. Like it's like not
Well,
looking
that's like
very
when
good.
they made Terminator 3, it was like, well, whatever you thought happened in Terminator 2, turns out that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
Terminator 2 is such a badass movie.
I mean, that's really where it peaked, right?
Absolutely.
Another James Cameron movie, right?
I like the 3.
Yeah, that guy kicks ass.
I like 3 with the chick.
It's all right. My
wasn't bad.
brother and my nephew absolutely love the third one with Christina Loken. I think it's
Sucked into that one.
Yeah.
it's not bad, but it's not great. I would honestly say that
The ending's awesome.
I love the first one.
When the truck hits and it just goes up and over and just like,
There's something about
Right.
Arnold playing the bad guy that he doesn't do like ever.
Yeah.
And when he's in the role playing a machine
Yeah.
and the stature of him of the man back
in
then.
the second one,
He was a good guy in the second one. But
Yeah.
the stature of the man and like just like there was a point in time where he gets his eyebrows burned off and he gets super creepy looking. It's just
Oh, yeah.
becomes even more robotic. The first one I think is great. The second one is fantastic, obviously, but I enjoyed this one too. I mean, this Terminator Salvation, I don't understand why this got a bad rap.
Yeah, real talk. That's a strange one for me. That's like perplexing.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I guess it's because it doesn't follow that typical vein. It didn't follow the. I mean, I don't know. You know how it is.
it says with storytelling as robotic as the film's iconic villains, Terminator Salvation offers plenty of great effects, but lacks the heart of the original films.
The movie was supposed to be cold on purpose.
Yeah, it was the final one, right?
And if you're telling me that you didn't feel for Marcus Wright at all in that movie, then you, sir,
Not even
are a
just
robot.
Marcus
Yeah, that
Wright,
was-
but you also have to think about dude who's been John, who's everyone's been like. when's
you're
this-
like the chosen
when's
one,
this gonna add up,
practically,
buddy? Like,
Yeah.
we've been going through this shit for years. You kept telling us, keep pushing, we got this. Like, no.
Pete, I think. Did you remember about the second half of this movies you dislike?
That are good movies.
Yeah.
You know, I'm having a hard time with it, but
Is it the harder thing, right?
I think it's
Yeah, I
if
mean,
you get it going.
fair to say all of our movies
suck.
suck.
Well,
So maybe we should just transition to the good
I
movies.
just want to switch real quick to that.
Okay.
I think if just because I mean, we've been running for a little bit now
We've been
and
rambling.
we've been rambling, and I'm going to start it off with a movie that a lot of people love. I hate Titanic.
But has that one boob scene that's awesome.
Why
and then
though?
there was the one scene where the
The guy falls,
he flips.
hits the
the-
propeller, flips the other way.
Me and my cousin laughed
Mm.
really
What
hard
about
and
the
loud
guy
in the
in
movie
the,
theater,
in the
and everyone
inside who
stared
hits
at
the
us.
table? When the shit starts to tip and they show the inside of the dining room and then he like starts to fall and
Yeah,
hits
see-
the table and
Oh,
there's, like, a
man.
full
There's
fold.
just
Yeah.
there's just so
It's
many
way too long,
reasons.
though.
Maybe it's a personal thing. Maybe it's because in school they would only let us watch certain movies, and we watched a lot of movies in school. American tax dollars at work. And
But you watched Titanic in school?
yeah,
What?
What?
How long
But
were
it
these
has
classes?
How did they?
they no, but this is the thing. They would put the movie on, and they would stop it basically around that time, which is
Yeah.
like almost like halfway through the movie,
Okay.
and class would end, and then they would pick it up after that scene.
Oh, okay. Clever.
Teachers
Clever.
are smart.
Yeah.
I mean, they had to
do.
sit there like with the fast forward.
Why are you
rewind.
showing
Yeah.
kids Titanic?
That's what's,
Is there nothing educational
that
you
was
could have
that was
possibly
your that was my
been showing
public.
these kids?
Oh, there was also we watched Back to the Future a
Oh,
lot too.
God.
But I hate that movie because I was forced to watch it so many times.
I used to have to watch Voyage of the Mimi.
Okay. Voyage of the Mimi. I remember that shit.
Yeah, we watched Voyage of the Mimi.
Yeah, we did.
I don't really remember
On
much about it.
laser
But I mean,
disc.
Yeah,
that movie
yeah.
is James
Young
Cameron.
Ben Affleck
There you go.
Yep.
is
Well, you know,
Voyage of the Mimi.
Titanic is like, it's one of those weird things where it's like a really well done movie in a lot of ways, especially like that when it's sinking, when it starts to friggin' sink is all that I really care about. And then if you literally chop out every scene with Jack and Rose, which yeah, it's a good amount of it. But if
It's
you
a
you
cool
make like
movie, yeah.
a 40-minute long movie of the Titanic sinking, awesome,
Dope.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Show me that movie and I'll probably like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that movie
it's
would
too
be
long.
dope. If
Yeah,
you
it's
cut
too
out
long.
all
They
the
did
crap
a good
between
job
those
with
two
that.
people and stop making it about those two people,
Right.
it would be a dope movie.
The movie's supposed to be a love story, so don't make it a
totally.
love story. Make it a disaster.
Yeah.
Death flick. Then yeah, sure, I'll watch
Okay.
it. You got one.
I can follow it up now. Now that you okay. Just came to mind. Love story taking place within something that, if it didn't, it would probably be a better movie.
I know where you're going.
Pearl Harbor.
Knew it.
Yeah.
Knew it.
Yeah.
I
mean,
should have wrote it down
What
first.
the hell?
Yeah.
It is just.
Yeah.
I mean, you had an opportunity, and I love war movies. That's just I love them.
I know,
And
yeah.
they had a good possibility there to make a modernized movie about Pearl Harbor. It's like, okay, cool. And of course, in the commercials, all they're really showing you is ships blowing up and planes diving and all that stuff. It's like, no, you had to have. I don't care if Ben Affleck's in it or Josh Hartnett's in it or oh man, I'm drawing a blank now.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
That is
Pearl
true.
Harbor got a 25%.
No.
Really? I thought that did well.
66% audience score, but the
Jesus.
yeah, 25%.
I think it was one of those
tomato
things
meter.
where
Wow.
Did not do well.
Nice, dude. Pounds for
I
getting
thought
a
it-
bad movie.
I did not realize it was that bad. But I know there's like I'd always heard from people because of the love story. That's what like drew them into it,
Yep.
and it wasn't even like historically mostly accurate, but like kind of not.
It's not Dunkirk accurate.
No, and Dunkirk was pretty damn good. Yeah, I mean,
Or
it was
Saving
like Black
Private.
Hawk Down. Black Hawk Down was incredibly accurate because
Yeah.
well, it was,
It's like almost a reenactment. Yeah.
yeah, it was 1993.
And
so
obviously Saving Private Ryan.
probably I mean
It's just like the level that opening scene, when they're
Intense.
storming Normandy.
What's it like to be a soldier?
Yeah.
There, watch that. you
Yeah,
know, like-
that's got to be. They say guys were leaving the theater with, having episodes.
Yeah,
when they
yeah.
Oh
kinda
yeah,
watch
the
that.
guys
Yep.
who originally, who stormed, man. Yep.
For a good movie, I thought people liked that I thought was Wonder Woman, man.
Okay.
And that's not
Really?
even and that's not coming from any type of place like negative place because I watched it again because I fell asleep initially. That's the first time I watched it, and I shat on it
Riveting.
because I fell asleep. Yeah, but that's not fair to the movie to just be like, oh well, I didn't watch it because I fell asleep, so it's a bad movie. So
That
I
movie's
watched it
ending is
again.
weak, in my opinion.
And I don't understand how this Ares just manifests as some person. It's just so like you can't explain it to me. I don't care if people liked it. I don't care if it was top selling, whatever. I'm sorry, it didn't do it. For action scenes, great. Most of the storyline, great. Your bad guy just manifests out of a general. And like, what happened to him? Is no one gonna ask any questions when that guy disappears?
Yeah,
Like-
they set it up for him, the general being the
At
big bad,
93%.
and then not following through with it. And they're like, nope, we're gonna make him this guy instead. And instead of Ares being like
A ghost cool character or like a Loki who's
Yeah.
just like working the strings from behind the picture, which was what I thought was what was going on, which was I was like, this is dope.
Yeah.
Because the concept of like she thinks she's fighting Ares, she kind of is, because war.
Right.
This is a great concept.
Right.
The dude didn't need to turn into some flame creature thing at the end. It's like, I am Ares. Like, no, you're not, bro. Ares is a god. He's like, he's not gonna fight Diana because she's there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro.
That's a bold statement right there.
Well, no offense to Gal Gadot, but
Gadot.
Gadot. Is it Gadot?
I think it's Gadot.
I think it's Gadot.
She's just
She's beautiful.
very beautiful, very beautiful. Didn't do that great.
Really, you didn't think so?
No.
She was a
I thought she was
fourth-rate character on Fast and Furious because she looked good, and they think they killed her in the second movie she was in.
Wow.
If you can't make it on a Fast and Furious cast for more than 2 movies, then you're doing something wrong. Tyrese has been on Fast and Furious for like 6 movies.
Yeah, well, even Paul Walker didn't even make it that far. Right?
Too soon.
All right,
soon.
let's go. Let's reference that real quick. I mean,
Come on,
Trigger.
Hold on.
Trigger drop.
All right, hold on. Okay, first things first. For whatever reason, like to so many women I've met over the years, they absolutely love that man.
Yeah.
Like, just love him to death.
He's a handsome man.
I get
he has
that,
some good
but
flicks,
he's
man.
not a good actor.
Oh,
He's not a great actor. He's not a...
It was Paul Walker.
He fit
would've
that
just
character.
done Paul Walker movies and stuff.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
And I'm
Yeah.
not trashing on the man for crying out loud. He died in an accident. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that like it was one of those things where it's like I don't see the appeal here.
I feel like you're salty.
Oh.
I'm salty about like everything. So there's a solid, like I will not deny that. You
All
could
the
be right.
flavors you have to choose.
Show
Decide to be salty.
I'm spicy.
It just dries you out.
Oh, that's great.
The one that I chose, it got a 49% for the Tomatometer, but 72% audience score, and that was the Twilight, because it was just terrible. It was
I watched the first movie once up until they
actually
started
watched
playing
that?
baseball.
I didn't know they
Yeah.
came out into a movie.
When they started playing baseball, then I'm like, I'm out. Like, it's just like, why did I watch up to that point anyway?
not
Interesting.
good.
I thought it was a TV show
No.
for some reason.
No, it's not good.
That's the exploitation of book sales.
I mean, I think that's...
It's like, oh, the book sold out the stores. Let's make a movie for the sake.
See, I have 3 here that I really hated. And the last one, I kind of want to save to last. Hopefully nobody gets to it before I do.
Lay it out there.
But this one really does... I hate this movie. It should just be called 90 Minutes of Sandra Bullock not being able to hold on to anything.
Thank you.
Gravity.
Yes. Yes.
It's a beautiful movie. It's beautiful.
Visually
It's visually amazing.
Yep.
But Sandra Bullock cannot hold on to an effing thing the entire movie.
What is
Can't hold on to the
gravity?
spaceship. Can't hold on to a wrench. Can't hold on to her emotions.
George Clooney?
I understand it's scary. You're floating above the earth. But you know what? You might just die. That sort of crap happens. But grab onto something. Try to live.
Hold on, did I see this movie?
I think honestly, like
I don't think I saw this.
I really got it to the point where her dialogue, half of her dialogue was she's bumping into everything. She's slamming into everything. It's something like her character's not supposed to be like a very experienced astronaut. Just like
she's
a
not.
scientist or a teacher or something
Right,
like that.
right.
But like it was played to the point of like
Yeah, but you're
you're
up there.
dumb, but you're not. And
You,
like
when to be in space like that, they're not just
Absolutely,
going to throw anybody
No,
up
no, of
there.
course.
You have
You'd
to go.
have to go through like 6 months worth of training.
That got a
At
96%.
least. No, but I mean, if you're someone that's just going for like whatever skill set you have, just to do like, you don't need like if shit hits the fan, we're not expecting you to operate Alpha 17 procedures.
Well, yeah, right.
But like they would train you at least to be like, look, you can find your seat, strap yourself in so you're not in anybody's way.
Right.
Like at the least, you'd have to have a long training process of how to take care of your own.
It's gonna
shit.
be
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, she manages to get, spoiler, she manages to, like, land, but using, like, not a Russian one, a Chinese
yeah, it's like a capsule. Like
yeah,
a, yeah.
off of one of their space stations that just
Yep.
happened to be there.
Yep. And George Clooney shows up.
Yeah,
I actually want to watch it now.
Like, why?
I don't.
You guys are
why did
messing
they
this
do
up
that
for me because this is
sequence? I don't
supposed to be
even
good
get it.
movies that are terrible.
I just the
But I'm
movie
like,
aggravated
what?
me.
It is.
There's certain things
is
about it that were really well done, but it just I found it aggravating. And you know what? I don't care what you think. If
Yeah.
people may hate me for it,
No, I
they
agree.
may he's just saying it because he doesn't like Sandy. I love
Sandra
Sandy.
Bullock's that shit, bro.
Sandy,
You ever see that movie she had with Ryan Reynolds?
You got love for Sandy B.
I got love for, and you know what? I got love for Sandy B so
She's
much.
in Bird Box,
I'm
man.
actually gonna. She's
Speed.
in
man.
Bird Box. She's actually in a movie that was on my dislike list. Well, the bad movie that I love, and it was also referencing.
This movie's not on that list.
No, this movie. Well,
You actually hate Gravity.
I hate
You
Gravity,
think people
but I
give it a
love
high rating?
It got a
Demolition Man.
96%.
Demolition
Oh,
Man
okay,
is
so that's why
fantastic.
he-
Yeah,
okay,
Demolition
that's
Man
why
didn't do that bad, did it?
No, Demolition Man was terrible, and but it was great. It had Sandra Bullock in it, and I
that
saw my first boob ever.
Yeah, yeah.
And there
It's
was a
on-screen.
on-screen
Yeah.
boob. Yeah. Well, not like.
I
in
mean, you
person.
have.
That
We
was
don't
the,
know. It could have been the time when you saw your first boob.
accidental
Thus, the
phone
movie
call,
was amazing.
It was like that's FaceTime. That movie predicted so many. Like
61% tomato meter. So
Okay.
you're hovering
Okay.
again.
hovering, and 66% of people liked it.
Yep.
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes, yeah. I mean,
Stallone
movies.
I was thinking, yo, could you check what Blade got? Because that was definitely on my list of movies that I
Blade's a
thought.
love
good
Blade.
movie.
I
Blade was
like.
great.
I love
Yeah.
Blade, but I feel like people didn't do well.
I think the first one did.
The third one tanked.
Oh, no, I
All
don't
of
know.
them.
53%.
I enjoyed the
53.
second one.
Yeah,
Really?
see, I should have put it on my
was
list.
dumb,
I
but
fucking loved Blade.
78% audience, but
Blue dude, Blade was the first Marvel hero,
yeah, he was.
and his movie follows the same formula that all these other movies follow, just way before.
He's in the
Thor.
MCU.
The
Yeah,
Thor 2 was basically Blade.
yeah, pretty much.
Oh yeah, with the vampire.
With the vampires,
yeah.
but in Thor's defense, that is one of the 9 realms.
Right.
Is essentially
Yeah, that is
vampires.
true.
Like
Yeah.
it's just all. It's what it is. It's
One of them
Right.
is
all
elves and stuff,
vampires.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is why actually right now, in the not to just comic out randomly, but in the Avengers storyline right now, they just broke Blade out of like some lockdown facility, and he's on the Avengers now because whatever they're dealing with has to do with that area, muscle film or whatever that realm, and they're like, who else to get but most high killer of vampires? So I don't know why Blade was locked up, but T'Challa ordered him broken out.
Oh.
So yeah. Oh, that's another thing that happened in the recent run of Avengers. The big 3 have passed the torch.
Okay.
So Cap, Iron Man, and Thor are just kind of back players, and they take orders from Strange, T'Challa, and Captain Marvel.
Which is essentially setting up for the next run in the MCU.
Essentially.
So, Doctor Strange, T'Challa, and Carol Danvers.
But the thing is, think about the correlations. Captain America, military flexor.
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, military flexor.
Funny guy with a goatee who's really smart.
Who's really smart? Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And then Tech Savage.
T'Challa, yeah. I mean, there's no better tech in the world than what I got.
so
Yeah.
so Iron Man to T'Challa as Thor is to magical shit as Doctor Strange is, and Captain America as into military stuff as Captain
I
America.
really hope that we get a Fantastic Four movie. I also really hope that they start back up the Marvel Netflix series.
That was one. That was one of the movies I liked that I knew was terrible received. Fantastic Four.
Which one?
The Michael B. Jordan one.
Oh, that one is bad though.
Yeah,
man.
but the only reason I liked it was because it was just a shot.
He's a
I
crash
don't
test
think
dummy
about-
for Doom though.
No,
He
but
looked-
everything they did was just a shot. Like
Yeah.
it had nothing to do with anything that was prior. It's not like they tried to make a comic book movie
right.
based off of the stuff from Fantastic Four. They just took a little bit of the Fantastic Four information and kind of made a
It got a
movie.
9%.
Yeah.
I think you might have won.
Hold on, I don't know. Oh yeah, I think you may have because I think The Happening was the worst one I have.
'Cause-
I have Return to Oz, The Last Dragon, The
'Cause
Chase, and Bill
I
and Ted.
assure
What was your
people-
lowest again?
My lowest was
I think I may have you on this one.
I think you do.
I know everybody didn't like it because it did have like it was nothing like what the
18%.
story is.
18.
But the way I looked at it was they took all the information from the story and just did some random movie with it. That's literally how I looked at it. It had nothing to do with Reed Richards being a scientist. You know what I mean? Like nothing that we expected was what it was. So it's just kind of like, okay. I mean, it's like if you saw a Spider-Man. Did you see Into the Spideyverse?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You see Miles'
Yeah.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the classic Uncle Ben, but his uncle gets shot and killed same way. You know what I mean? Like everything kind of it's its own thing. It's all the Spider-Man aspects that were like, yeah, this is Spider-man, but it's like no.
There's a whole point in the movie too, where they're like, yeah, we all know.
We've all had this.
lost.
Yeah, we've
That's
all
the-
had this Spider-Man come up. This was just a Fantastic Four come up story
I still have to
that
see
had
it.
nothing to do with Fantastic Four.
Don't watch it. It's bad.
Yeah, it's like the Ultimate Universe. I would look at.
All
it.
right, now I'm gonna do it for everybody because we're getting long in the tooth. Movie I hate to my core that has been critically loved and shoved down collective throats. Yeah, you can read my mind.
No, I'm drawing a blank on this one. I'm not sure.
We'll be right back. No.
Next time on Nerd Bros.
Next.
The Last Jedi.
Yeah,
Dum,
I
dum,
mean,
dum.
not that
No,
this
I don't
hasn't
think people
been
get-
beaten to death. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, I don't want to trigger anybody.
91% Tomatometer, but 44% audience score.
so the world knows that the movie's
Very
not good.
clear that the fans don't like it, but
I mean, people will say that that's
That's Disney money.
that's altered because there's too many. Here's the thing.
It's like, how dare you give us a low Rotten
let's-
Tomatoes
let's-
movie? Here's $100 million. Now you change that rating.
Here's the thing, right?
reviews.
I didn't say that, Disney. I love you. Don't kill me.
Here's the thing. Disney understands a misstep. Okay, so
We'll see what they
I'm going to
say.
start off with a little bit of hope before I crap on this film. They understand a misstep. So in the early 90s, they made mistakes like The Black Cauldron. And there were a couple other movies that happened early on. And late 80s, early 90s. And Disney's like, oh, crap, we're not hitting our mark. And then there was the Disney Renaissance, which was Aladdin, The Little Mermaid, The Lion King.
yeah.
And it was just hit after hit after hit.
Pocahontas.
Yeah, I mean, it was just...
Mulan.
everything,
yeah.
everything, right? They,
Hitting
nothing.
on
You
all
were a kid in the
cylinders.
90s,
Can't
you
fail.
saw them all.
Yeah, they were all great
Couldn't
movies,
fail.
and they all
Jungle
still
Book.
they all still hold up.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Vertigo.
classics.
They're
yeah.
stories
To
that
the
are,
point where they're remaking those exact movies
Yeah.
just with CGI graphics.
which I
Right.
think is a mistake. But
Jungle Book was amazing.
I have to watch it still. I still haven't watched it. Maybe
The
it's because I'm
Disney
too.
one, not the Netflix one. Like
Okay.
the legit Disney
yeah.
one, bro. You will be like, your eyes will
It was
water.
really good.
It's so beautiful.
Okay,
Yeah.
now The Last Jedi. I'm gonna segue from It's So Beautiful. It actually might be one of the prettiest Star Wars movies visually.
Yeah. Yes.
And I think when I was sitting in theaters watching this movie, seeing it on the big screen, being wowed by how pretty it was, I didn't really understand when I was watching until the moment I stepped out. And I remember it was snowing, and there was a lot of murmuring. There was no clapping. There was no there was no applause or anything at the end of the movie because I went to like a midnight
I
showing.
hate it when people applaud.
I know you do, but anyway,
Don't go to Avengers Endgame. I almost assure you,
I make fun of
people
everyone.
are gonna
oh, they're gonna
clap.
clap. They're gonna clap. But-
Something's gonna happen, and people are gonna.
But
clap.
I get in the car, and then it hits me. And then I'm thinking, because I'm sitting there, and the biggest thing that stood out to me was the assassination of the character of my favorite, which is Luke. And another thing that I just thought of is that we're never going to see the three of them on screen together ever again at the same time.
What you mean, Han, Leia, Luke?
Yeah.
They kept them
no,
apart
yeah.
for some reason too.
Yeah, it was stupid.
That's something that's really aggravating because in the way that movies were set up, the length that they went for each other was essentially what the movie was all about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like this movie we have to save Han, he's in the carbon thing.
Yep.
This movie we have to do the thing for Leia. This thing is where the hell's Luke. So each movie was everybody collectively going ham for each other, and then after that it's like we're all separated, we don't talk. Like,
Right.
That seems
But-
just not plausible.
This
That movie, in so many ways, bored me. You know, even you know what though, because like even with Force Awakens coming out, I wasn't all that into that movie, even though it's a pretty good Star Wars, because
It's
it just
it's
really
pretty good.
came down to
Yeah.
original 3 is just always going to be Star
They
Wars.
had that.
I grew up
Yeah.
with the prequel 3, prequel trilogy, and I like them for what they were because it was within my realm of watching those movies. So now that Force Awakens comes out and Last Jedi and all this stuff, it's like, it's not my generation Star Wars.
No.
So I can't relate to it the same way. But I did like stuff like Rogue One.
All right, guys.
Time up.
Let's all do one more movie
And call it.
and
Your
Rapid fire?
your bass. Yeah.
so I'll do my my I know it's the worst because I don't know what the score was, but I know this was originally put in order.
Okay.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh.
I did not watch that. I heard it was so terrible.
It was bad.
I
It
heard
is
it
so
was
terrible.
so
Saw it
terrible
once.
that I did not watch it.
Not worth it.
It was. However, it got a 10%.
Hey, Fantastic Four is still below it.
I can
But,
actually
okay,
match that
by
with
a
my
point.
next movie. Real
All right.
quick, I'll just breeze through. I can match that. Jaws 3, 10%. Everybody hates it, and you should, but I just love it.
This is one of the movies I had no choice but to like because there was nothing else for me at the time. Batfleck Daredevil.
Oh.
I liked it. I actually liked it. I don't know what it got for
It's
a
a
score.
good thing we're wrapping up because I just want to tear that movie to shreds.
44%.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
35%.
I'm going to flip
Wow.
it, and I'm going to say something about a movie that I really like. I don't know if it was bad or not, but didn't get a sequel when it should have, and that's the new Tron movie, Tron Legacy, that came out in 2010.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't
I
seen
liked
it.
it.
I don't think I've seen it.
First of all, it had an amazing soundtrack done by Daft Punk,
Absolutely. Yep.
100%?
50.
and it was
okay.
and it was gorgeous visually.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it did
Amazing.
a little bit weird with I think it's Clue, right? I mean, you know,
Yeah, it was
his Jeff Bridges young kind of like that kind of was a little odd.
a little weird.
But, you know, other than that, it was a really good movie. I enjoyed it. Well, anyway, thank you so much for listening. We just want to say, you know, hopefully we get a lot more of these. So bear with us. Stuff's going to be happening. Reviews, comic book reviews, painting tutorials, more videos online. Come check us out at, facebook.com/NerdBrosAssemble. We're at NerdBrosAssemble on Instagram.
Guys, we're on Facebook.
Not on MySpace. I'm dating myself right there. So everybody have a good time. Hopefully like, subscribe, do whatever it is you got to do, and stick with us. We love having you around.